Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to the Galactic Astrology podcast. My name is Ursula, and today I'm here with co-founder of the Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioners course, Julia Balaz. Julia and I want to welcome and congratulate the most recent certified practitioner to the Quantum Soul Guidance class, and this is Nihal. Nihal, welcome and congratulations. I know you're calling in from the eastern side of the United States.
Yeah.
I'm calling from the western side, and Julia is calling in from Ireland. So welcome, ladies, and congratulations, Nihal.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to hear and meet you.
Well done, Nihal. You have so many interesting modalities under your belt, so I'm so curious to hear your story and introduce you to our audience. Well done.
Thank you.
In fact, speaking of all those fun labels and fun things that you've studied, Nihal, I just want to call out a few. That you're a physicist in training.
Yeah.
You're an author, a self-actualization coach. You understand and teach dowsing. You're a draconic astrologer, as well as now a galactic astrologer. And you've also worked with energy healing. And then the list goes on and on. So, of course, we would love to find out more about you, your story. And so tell us how you came onto this beautiful path to bring you to this now moment. Tell us your backstory.
It was hard, a journey. It was full of excitement and sometimes weird things, because I'm a physicist. Half of my life passing using my left brain. That's why I always seek proof about the thing, about the occasions or the new information about something. I always chasing the proof. But after 35 years old, it's very important years. I think 35 years. I awaken my intuitive side, my right side. I had a lot of information, my higher self and other dimensions being. We can talk later. And suddenly, I think it's 2018. It was very suddenly. There were a lot of information about the Earth, about the galaxies. I had never heard something like that. Everybody got some kind of information about galaxies. For example, Anunnakis, Marduk, Terra. This word was very new for me in 2018, and I shocked because my world is collapsed. My old world collapsed. New information start to come. The 2018, my awakening starts with astrology, karma astrology. Then it continued to Kukai energy healer, draconic astrology, and 2019 QHHT came into my life. Dollar Canon. It was fantastic. I read all the books. I attended the first level practitioner. 2019, it was very important for me. Last year in May, I scrolled my Instagram and saw Julia. One of your clients made a painting about Arcturus. Maybe you remember, Julia. You mentioned about the 24 Libra. You came from Arcturus, or you can connect with the Arcturus energy. You mentioned like that. I shocked, and I read and I immediately connected Julia about this. Then I met Julia. I watched all the videos, and I think in May 2022, I attended the Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioner training. This is my journey. Tough one is transform my left brain and raising my right brain to the balance. Now I'm using both. Sometimes I use left brain, sometimes I use right brain. I think it's a treasure. everybody should do like that in their life. Yeah, this is my journey. I'm very happy now. I also interested in crop circles like that. I have a tattoo crop circles because of Arcturus, you know. I have an Arcturus connection in my Mars. And they always guide me, Arcturus. They always. I really happy for that Arcturus energy. This is my journey. I can add something during the session.
That is so wonderful to hear. And I would really like to highlight that the Arcturians, yes, they are often known. The starseeds that have a strong connection to Arcturian star, we talk a lot about their compassionate side, their ability to heal. But there is this another huge aspect to Arcturian starseeds, which is very scientific. Very, like you said, detailed oriented and looking for deep research, looking for proof and looking to understand universal laws, principles, and being really fascinated by the scientific aspect of our earthly journey. So it's wonderful to see that manifested in your life so strongly. What was it like for you when you decided to shift gear more towards the spiritual, metaphysical side? How did your environment, your immediate, maybe family, friends, how did they take that?
It was very hard because you mentioned before, I think it's resume or I read your writing about I stop connection with the friends face to face now. It's same as you. I always connect with Zoom or some kind of meetings, but most of my life sitting on this table and reading, writing, get into the sessions with my clients. I'm very happy because my perspective is different now. It's very higher frequency. I cannot share all the people because this kind of information may confuse their mind. I don't want to do like that, but I want to talk this information. Our community is beautiful. I love all of them because I can share our experiences, information easily. They support us, my journey. But I think 2 or 3 friends left. I didn't do anything. The Holy Divine arranged all the things. I also read David R. Hawkins' consciousness level. If you raise your consciousness frequency, you meet the same people, same frequency. It's not a judgment or something. It's about your effort, your doing something about your ascension. And now most of the day, I'm alone. I'm reading Facebook, our community, or new information pop up my web. Somebody asked me something about they know my work. I answer them, but most of the day I'm alone. But I'm happy. I'm really happy. I'm satisfied. My real situation now.
That's an incredible journey that you shared, Nihal, as far as going from left brain to right brain, raising your frequency. When I look at everything that you've studied and picked up along the way, it's almost like coming to Julia's course. At least for me, I could hang so many of the different modalities on an architecture. Yeah. So there was a system in place when you enter into the practitioner's course that it gives voice, and these are not disparate modalities like way over here, like dowsing and then, energy healing. Somehow, like in doing readings or talking about the galactic, it takes everything that you've picked up and like shines it. And so you've created this website, and I'm going to just ask you, I think it's been a 5-year fast track since 2018 for you. So when you entered into
really fast
track, but when you entered Julia's course, it's amazing how she gives us ways to set up a small business right? So as we go now and look at your website, I just got to ask, is this a relatively new website for you?
Yeah. I think it's, I designed it last week.
Well, see, this is the fascinating
because
part.
of our podcast.
Look at this.
Oh, I love it.
Look at that symbolism.
A logo, yeah.
So powerful.
I love the
so attractive.
Thank
the Merkaba, yeah. You know, this image says so much, Nihal. It really feels like I'm looking at your portrait in a way. You know what I mean? Like, this is not just something outside of yourself, but I'm seeing the blending of the right and left brain for the wholeness. And on your website, or actually in something you wrote a quote saying the universal mission is the soul's return home by realizing unity. It says
I inspired from Julia. She wrote something like that, and I read that. Oh, it's really good and inspiring. I add this my website.
It's really good. Yeah. Look at this. You're calling out Andromeda, Arcturus, the Pleiades, Polaris, Al-Nilam, Taygeta, and others. I mean, you're just bringing the fullness of your abilities into a session is coming through. Even with this brand new website, I love it. Yeah. Energy. What do you think, Julia? Isn't this amazing?
Really well done. I'm actually tearing up here. My heart is so overflowing. It's really super well done. If this is as recent as last week and you following the guidance from the course, I really I'm overjoyed here. I'm so proud.
Thank you very much. Your effort is precious all the time.
I know it's hard for you to receive so much of the thank yous, Julia. However, the fact is, the proof is what we just saw, that you can take this Quantum Soul Guidance course and you can decide how you want to play, how deep you want to go. But for Nihal, on the fast track of the last 5 years, to meet Julia through that work of art and just be led, I'm wondering where you're going to be, Nihal, 5 years from now. And the only thing I wanted to add to your website, of course, would be the picture of a bunny rabbit with the word Nihal.
Fresh bunny.
Coming from the constellation Lepus. And so the three of us have soul connections somewhere along our cosmic journeying. But for those newly listening, Nihal sits in the constellation of the bunny. This bunny is being chased throughout the celestial heavens by Orion the Hunter and his 2 dogs, Canis Major and Canis Minor.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, Nihal, as you were born with this beautiful name, how has that fast-footed bunny rabbit been for you? Have you gone down so many spiritual rabbit holes? What do you think? How has this energy shown up?
In 2018, I checked my progression chart. You know, Julia, my progression chart, ascendant, meet Galactic Center. That year, I had a lot of information, like a black hole. Everything flowed to my mind, and I cannot organize them properly because they are all new. 2018 is very important year for me because of the Galactic Center. In 2019, it becomes the practice, what I learn, what I get the information, and meet the people. The karma astrology sessions are my coaching sessions. I also interested in human design. I'm an analyst in human design. I didn't add there because there are a lot of things. Human design is also very fascinating for me, especially in children. In 2019, I practiced the information. 2020, because of the pandemic, I checked my inner self. I had a lot of training, and we moved to 2022, North Carolina. Only 1 year passed. We here. I live in Adana, Turkey. We moved to United States because of my husband's promotion. And after we moved that, we meet Julia because of the relocation chart. Julia always mentioned about that it is very important relocation chart. I check my relocation chart and I can see the significant about, especially in 8th house Neptune now relocation chart, and Neptune bring me to all the gifts about the spiritual way. I'm very happy to hear in the United States, because the very far to Turkey, I think 4 house change my astrological chart. Now my sun is 6th house. It's about the habits and put the routines in my heart. Now I'm very happy about, especially Neptune 8th house.
And of course,
I'm using that.
Strongly connected to everything that's hidden, metaphysical, spiritual, esoteric, astrology. So, and helping to using that information to transform, whether yourself or others. It's usually about helping others dig deeper into their deep subconscious.
Yeah.
How did you find QHHT? Have you done any of the sessions with QHHT while you already had access to Galactic Astrology? And have you had any synchronicities there?
I didn't get a chance to practice in the United States, but in Turkey I practiced it about the healing part, not the past lives, regressions, or the galactic heritage, but I mostly use it in healing the chronic illnesses or something like Hashimoto's or Lemme diseases. My clients and I got a lot of good results about that. I sent him to the center, QHHT center. I'm waiting my certificates about the predictions level 1. Dolores Cannon also put a lot of information and sightseeing about the spiritual world for me. I think everybody should look at their life in June 2019, because June 2019, so many people awakened because of the solar flare in June 2019. There was a solar flare, and we meet Dolores Cannon in June 2019. And after that, November 11/11, I became a vegetarian. I quit eating meat, fish, or chicken. 2019 is also very important, was very important years for me to my journey.
Fascinating. So you had so many really powerful influencers, teachings, philosophies, modalities that expanded your consciousness. And I'm really excited for anyone who will feel guided to book their session with you, as you really have this beautiful, rich toolbox to assist them.
General thought, the people, they told that this kind of people, the spiritual people, has to get psychic abilities from the gift, from their birth. But I live my life 35 years. There is no psychic abilities, only left brain. After that, because of my intention, because of my instinct about the spiritual way, I had a lot of, not the pure psychic abilities, but I have a very strong connection with my higher self. And I also know, I only know something came into my mind, and I only know there is no ET around my side, but I know the accurate information, the most appropriate information in my life or my client's life. I'm very happy that. And also in 2019, I got a very good connection to my higher self. I had never heard higher self words in my life. When I first heard from Dolores Cannon, and then after 3 weeks later, we got very strong connection with my higher self via meditation, very strong meditation. Now I only know, I ask my higher self, and he or she, it's not the gender, but answers the right questions, and I feel it in my heart. the right question or right answer.
That's beautiful how you recognize the claircognizance, the art of knowing, and allowing that to be good enough without needing to see or hear or feel. Just the knowing is.
Yeah, just knowing.
Well done.
You've given us a lot to unpack, Nihal. I think the two big carryaways for me right now is this idea of bringing in the Arcturian star family. And some of the mythology around Arcturus is this idea of the pathfinder. So to go from the pathway of the left brain to the right, and then to find the center point. Again, I'm thinking of your beautiful brand in your website, that beautiful glyph that you chose. So this idea of Arcturian light to come forward, finding a new path. You mentioned that you're basically alone right now, and honoring that incubation time as you raise your frequency to tune into what feels right, and honoring that it's not always about the mundane world, but it's holding and embodying and emanating. And then let's see, the third thing though was this idea that you brought up around the Galactic Center. So Julia has been talking on Pam Gregory's channel.
Yeah, I watched that.
Heather Ensworth, and she was on the Astrology Hub as a teacher. But this idea of understanding the Galactic Center, Super Galactic Center, the Great Attractor and Shapley Attractor, these cosmic points. I mean, you brought up so much in your story today about how when it hits a certain point, you had this connection that became more so with the source of all that is. Can you talk a little bit about this idea of surrendering? Because I'm sure you were probably brought places that you just like, I don't understand. I don't know. Did you have to like let go at some point and just allow the flow of the divine to work through you and with you?
Absolutely. My sign is Virgo. Virgo people try to control everything. This is my early years. My purpose, I guess, to surrender to divine order or the cosmic galaxies or universe. Surrender. After my spiritual awakening, I learned that because I have a strong connection with my higher self. I read the messages around them. Everybody knows that the 1111 in my phone or somebody tells something, but it's very weird because he or she has not capability to say that. I surprised. I know that it's the message from my higher self or my guide. I read all the messages around me. Galactic center connections is very important. The others, Shapley and Great Attractor, I experienced through my clients who had a connection with Galactic Center. They got a lot of information. But the tricky part is that they get used to get information, not to practice it. I have 3 clients. They always seeking information about the life purpose, the better life, the better spiritual awakening. But I encourage them to do it in your life. They, how can I say? They don't want to do it. They only want to learn. It was very important. Galactic Center conjunctions get through the information, yes, but you have to practice in your life, maybe the surroundings, but practice is very important. If you don't practice, if they don't practice the information, their mind confused. They don't focus anything. They want to learn. They got some sessions for analysis, karma, Draconic, and Galactic Astrology. So what? You have to practice it in their life. It was very important. This is my experience because one of my clients, she got a lot of Shapley Attractor, Uranus, Mercury, Galactic Center conjunction. I encourage her to get get with my sessions to how to practice it, she didn't want to get session. They always want to learn. But it was very confusing because there are a lot of information in the universe. Nobody knows everything. You can learn the same frequency as you to then practice with their life.
I love that this message is coming through. This is so, so, so important. My goodness. And especially with this community, Galactic Astrology enthusiasts, it can be very sneaky how you just look for the next thing and the next thing. You just look for that thrill of excitement of learning something new, but it's like a bypass, spiritual bypass to your everyday's existence. So thank you so, so much for wording that importance of grounding it. And I'm not surprised because you actually have a lot of Virgo in your chart, also your Mercury and your Saturn are Virgo, your North Node is Virgo, and Ursula here sitting with a lot of Virgo. So thank you, Virgo archetype, for highlighting the importance of practical.
We love orders. We put the order everything. It was good, but we use in balance. So sometimes I blow my mind to try to order everything. And I also mentioned about the Polaris conjunction, Julia. Polaris. It's very important because it's very rare. I have, by the way, I started to Galactic Astrology in August 2022, but I got certified very late because of I mentioned, I first the Turkish session, and I have to English to Turkish your information. Then I prepared the certifications, conditions to Turkish to English. It took so long. In August 2022, I first got the session Galactic Astrology, and my moon conjunct Polaris. I regret. I tried to find information about Polaris star seed, and then I found that they had a compass in their heart to right way. For example, somebody want to get knowledge or passion. I instinctively know that what is the better for him or her. This compass is very important. Polaris star seeds always know the best for her, for them, or the other people. I really experience this. I know that, but I don't know why. How can I know the right way or right situations? I read a lot of things about Polaris star seed, and I found that it's called Polaris conjunction. It's a North Star. It was very significant information for my life, the Polaris connection with my moon.
Beautiful. And thank you for bringing that in. And I have to just validate that anyone I've met that has a strong Polaris connection, they really carry that very grounded, strong wisdom, and they know how to give the best possible advice to follow the true north, which is aligned with integrity, universal laws. And so very grateful for all Polarian starseeds.
Yeah.
Well, Nihal, as we're wrapping our little conversation up, is there anything you'd like to share with the viewers about the future, either for the class, for your future clients, or just for the audience in general? What do you see for the future?
Get the most appropriate information for my clients. I always intend to my higher self than the client's higher self. I mix all my knowledge. I don't know which one is focused on Galactic Astrology, Draconic Astrology, or Karma, based on the Galactic Astrology. But sometimes I get some clue to Draconic Astrology, sometimes Karma Astrology. It's because this is client's intention. Client's, I'm not me during the session or during preparing the report. I am only a vessel to get the right information to the client. I feel free to all the information, all my knowledge. Sometimes in I had 2 kids Galactic Astrology sessions. I put some information about human design, because in children, human design is very important, because moms know how to reach their children. And some clue, but based on Galactic Astrology, sometimes 1 or 2 gateway to the Draconic Astrology or the Karma Astrology. I think it's a treasure for the people, knowledge. Everybody carries some information in their pocket. All of my practitioners, Galactic Astrology practitioners, they had a background about the spiritual journey. I love to put my own knowledge in the frame to higher self permission, client's higher self permission. I always ask their higher self to write information, because the right time, the right information is very important. If you say something is not right time to the client, maybe Julia, you mentioned that abductions, for example, I may confuse their mind, and cause of the concentration, lost their life. I don't want to do like that. That's why my intent is the right information, the right time for my clients. This is my main intention. In the future, I will do like that.
Really good. Really well done, Nihal. And thank you also for highlighting that. For people who might not know, we've mentioned with our practitioners, we discussed the importance of really sensitive topics, that sometimes the information may be coming through, but we like for the client to, especially for the sensitive topics, they need to come up with the questions. We bring the answers when the question is there, coming directly from them, rather than almost kind of pushing for them to find out maybe too early, too soon, where confusion and conflict starts arising. So we're very sensitive about any kinds of topics like that. So I appreciate your graceful delivery of the information that comes through.
You're welcome. My sessions, both in English and Turkish, and Turkish people and English, I prepared a written report. First, my session was a video recording, but I noticed that during the video sessions, clients only get the information. There was no question, or there was no judging the information. After that, maybe 1 month later, they tried to ask something, but it was so long, I forgot the client's information. That's why I prepared the written report. They read 1,000 times, and in doing the 1 week, they can ask me all the questions. It's limitless. It was very successful for me to doing sessions like that, written report. Sometimes my clients' English not good to hearing or listening to English, but they can understand to translate the report in their language, and they can easily understand what I mentioned or what I bring them to the information. That's why I prepare to. Sometimes we get a sessions with the clients after the report, but the report is written report.
I love that. That's a really good practical advice.
Well, on behalf of all of the Quantum Soul Guidance practitioners and our classmates, congratulations, Nihal. Well done.
Thank you very much. I am very happy to hear with you and my community, Quantum Soul Guidance community. I'm very happy to with them. We are growing day by day, and we reach the people. In the first years of my spiritual awakening, I had a lot of questions about Arcturians or play days. There is no answer. And now we reach the people to answer their questions. It's very precious. I had a lot of emails. They ask all the things. I feel connection to actors. I feel connection to play days. I try to answer them. I think our mission is wonderful to reach people and carry this information to their pocket or their heart. I'm very happy to part of this kind of community. Thank you, Julia, for your precious effort.
Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sharing your love, your wisdom, and thank you everyone for watching. Much love to you all. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, Ursie.
See you next time.
Thank you very much.
Bye, ladies.
Ha 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 ha!